Now, just recently, I received an email from an organisation who we've spoken to before, called Home Instead. And the email was advertising some activities they're running, which are specially designed for older people. To find out more, I spoke to Liz Brackley, and I began by asking her to remind us who Home Instead are.
We provide support at home for older people mainly, to enable them to stay at home for as long as possible.
What sort of services do you provide?
So it's everything really from, companionship and outings through to home help around the house, and meal preparation, that kind of thing. And then we're registered with the Care Quality Commission, so we can provide personal care if that sort of thing is required, as well as support with medications, which can cause some people a bit of trouble. And then we can also do things like overnight stays and some live-in care as well. So we really cover the whole spectrum of support that older people tend to need to enable them to stay at home for as long as possible.
It sounds as if they're being very well looked after.
Well, we do our best.
Now, I had a mailing through from Home Instead just recently, which was talking about some new sessions that you're starting in Brighton. This is an extension of something you've been doing already, isn't it? Two schemes, one called Love to Move and the other called Time to Chat.
So they're sort of actually combined in one session, really. So we started, we're very keen to kind of support the community as well as provide the service that we provide for our clients. And we were approached by some ladies who are qualified Love to Move instructors. Love to Move is a series of armchair-based exercises and kind of movement to music, which has been developed by the British Gymnastics Association. And we were asked whether we'd like to help run these sessions, which we started in Southwick last year, and has really developed into a lovely group in Southwick on a Tuesday morning, where the group do these sort of armchair exercises with a few quiz questions and things thrown in, and then time for chat and refreshments afterwards. And the group have really bonded and have a great time every Tuesday morning. So we wanted to see if we could repeat that in Brighton, and had the opportunity at the newly reopened Tower House on London Road to run a session there. So we now have just started a new session on a Wednesday morning from 10:30 till 12.
Right. Now, this is at the Tower House. That's on London Road, you say. Can you give me an idea of whereabouts it is on London Road?
If you're going north, it's just after sort of the Preston Drove junction on the left-hand side. So just as you head out of Brighton, but not as far as Patcham.
Is there a sign?
There is, yes. They do various other community activities there and run some different daycare activities as well, and some lunch clubs. But we use the centre for our Love to Move on a Wednesday morning.
And of course you can recognise the Tower House because it's got a tower.
It has got a tower, yes. It's slightly set back off the road, but it's a great looking building.
Yes, interesting building, certainly. Is there a charge for these sessions?
There is. There's a £5 charge, which we take at the beginning of the session, but you don't have to sort of commit up front. You just pay as you go. And then you get a sort of free cup of tea and a sort of something to eat at the end, and a really good sort of workout for about 45 minutes of both your brain and your body.
When you say it's pay as you go, you mean by that you can go to one session and then that doesn't commit you to coming to the others or paying for the others before you have them?
That's right. In fact, the first session is free, so you can come along and try one out for free. And then after that, if you come along, it's £5 each time.
And has these sessions started running now?
Yes, they started a few weeks ago, so there's still plenty of room for new people to join in. But they run every Wednesday morning, other than at half term. So there are sort of term times. But it's starting to build up as a popular group. So we'd welcome any new members who want to give it a shot.
And that's starts at 10:30.
It does, yes. The one in Southwick starts at 10 on a Tuesday, and the one in Tower House in Brighton starts at 10:30 on a Wednesday. And it's about 45 minutes of exercise and then about half an hour or another 45 minutes of tea and chat afterwards.
Something else I noticed, talking about tea, in the mailing there was a session called Tea and Something Lovely, which I gather the first session of that has already happened.
Yes.
Are there more sessions planned?
Yes, we tend to run these about every 6 weeks or so. They're for both our clients and for anyone else who'd like to come along. They're completely free. We hold them at the Bishop Hannington Church Hall in Hangleton, on the Hangleton Hove sort of border there. And they run from 2:00 till 4:00 when we have them. And it tends to be some entertainment, usually music, but sometimes other things instead, followed by some tea and cake. And again, a good opportunity for a chat. It's a lovely environment, and we have about 50 people at a time come along. But there's no charge for that at all. So it tends to be good fun, but it's open to our clients and anyone else who'd like to come along.
How can people find out more information?
Well, we have it on our website, which is homeinstead.co.uk/Brighton, or you can call our office on 01273 284 090, and we'll take details from you or answer any further questions. Or you can just pop along.
So they can pop into any of these sessions without having to book in advance?
Yes. And because of the success of our Love to Move sessions, we're also planning on a different sort of activity-based exercise group at the Somerset Centre in Kemp Town. We're going to call this one Meet and Move, and it's slightly more aimed to appeal to some of our older gentlemen in the community who perhaps like a little less of the tea and chat and a bit more of the doing something. Right. So it's a sort of slightly more armchair sporting exercises, shall we say, run by a lady called Pam from Rise Life. And that's going to start in April.
And details of that will be on the website eventually, presumably? Eventually,
yes. That one's still in the planning stage, but it's another group we're hoping to get going in April. April the 19th we start.
Well, I can wish you every success. It sounds as if it's doing a grand job.
Yes, indeed. And if, any questions about the service we run or any of these groups, we're available to chat on our number, which is 01273 284 090.
Liz Brackley, thank you very much.
Thanks, Richard. Nice to see you.